Hello students, let us begin with lecture number 5 on engineering drawing. So before we begin with the lecture, I request you all to please subscribe this channel and also share all the videos from this channel with your friends. So lecture number 5, scales and orthographic projections. So first let us see what is a scale. A scale is a distance measuring instrument. On drawing sheet, small objects may be drawn with their true sizes. These true sizes images are called as full size drawings. But to draw bigger objects like machine parts, buildings, etc., or very smaller objects like watch components, fairly suitable or reduced, enlarged scales are to be selected respectively. Hence, a scale is defined as the ratio of the linear dimension of an element or an object as represented in the original drawing to the real linear dimension of the same element or the object itself. This ratio is called as representative function or RF. So in this you can see the equation. The representative function RF is equal to drawing length of the object divided by the actual length of the object. The ratio or the representative fraction RF is also sometimes called as representative ratio denoted by RR. It is also called as indicative ratio denoted by IR. It is also called as indicative fraction denoted by IF. Now based on this value of RF, there are three possible cases. So the first case, when RF is equal to 1. When RF is equal to 1, we get the full size scale, that is your drawing will be in the ratio 1:1. Whereas if the value of RF is greater than 1, then your scale will be x:1, where x can take the values 2, 3, 4, etc. That is, your drawing can be in the ratio 2:1, 3:1, 4:1, so on. If this fraction is less than 1, then your drawing will be in the ratio 1:x, where x is 2, 3, 4, etc. That is, your drawing will be in the ratio 1:2 or 1:3, 1:4, so on. Now, based on this RF value and the three cases, there are some recommended scales as per the drawing standards. So let us see these recommended scale as per the drawing standard. So this table represents the recommended scale. So we have three categories here. So first category is enlargement scales, where it is x:1. The next category is full size 1:1, and the third category is reduction scales 1:x. So the recommended dimensions or the recommendations scales for enlargement scales is 2:1, 5:1, 10:1, 20:1 and 50:1. The full size will remain same, that is 1:1. For reduction scales, there are 8 groups made. Those are denoted by M1, M2, M3, so on up to M8, as you can see in this table. For the group M1, the recommended scale is 1:2. For the group M2, it is 1:2.5 and 1:25. So these two scales lie in the group M2. For M3, it is 1:10 and 1:20. Similarly, for M4, it is 1:50 and 1:100. For M5, it is 1:200 and 1:500. For M6, it is 1:300 and 1:600. For M7, it is 1:400 and 1:800. For M8, it is 1:1000 and 1:2000. In our engineering drawing, we will be making use of the scale 1:1. That is, we will be drawing or solving all our problems with the full size. Next, we shall discuss about orthographic projection. Now we'll take two cases over here. We have an object which is placed in front of a screen. I have a light source which is at some known distance from this object, or it is very close to the object. The shadow of this object falls on the screen, and since this light source is very close to this object, the shadow will be enlarged. That is, as an observer, you see an enlarged shadow of this object. Now the same light source, when I move it to infinity, we get the parallel rays of light. It is similar like the rays of sun falling on earth. With the infinite source of light, instead of the rays becoming inclined like with the finite source of light, we get parallel sources of light. So what does this parallel source of light do? It will cast the shadow which is of the same size as that of the object. The same analogy we will be using in drawing orthographic projection. That is, as the observer, you will be seeing the projection of that object in the same size. So in the second lecture where we discussed about the quadrant system, so similar quadrant system I'll be discussing in this lecture too. So considering this technique or the concept of orthographic projection, let us see how we get the projections in all the four quadrants. So first let us focus on the first quadrant. In the first quadrant we have the horizontal plane, we have the vertical plane. So between these two planes we place the object. This will be the direction of viewing for the front view, and you will see the shadow of this object falling on the vertical plane. So your front view will be on VP. Now the size of this front view will be same as that of the object because this is orthographic projection. Similarly, when you see from top, the shadow falls on horizontal plane and the size of this top view will be same as that of this object because again this is also an orthographic projection. So this will be the front view on vertical plane, top view on horizontal plane. And as we have discussed in the previous lecture, the horizontal plane is rotated in clockwise direction so that the front view and top view can be obtained. The same thing happens in the second quadrant. We have the vertical plane and we have the horizontal plane here. An object is kept between the horizontal and the vertical plane. The front view will be on the vertical plane. The size of front view again will be same as that of the object. The top view will be on the horizontal plane and the size of the top view will be also same as that of the object. Coming to the third quadrant, we have the horizontal plane and we have the vertical plane here. The object is placed between the horizontal and the vertical plane. This will be the front view which will be on vertical plane and the top view will be on horizontal plane. Again, these follow the orthographic projection, hence the sizes of these projections will be same as that of the object. The similar thing happens in the fourth quadrant. You have the horizontal plane, you have the vertical plane. The object is placed between the horizontal and vertical plane. So the front view will be on vertical plane, the top view will be on horizontal plane. So these sizes will be again same as that of this object. So irrespective of whatever the quadrant your object is, this remains the same. That is, the front view of the object will always lie on the vertical plane. The top view of the object will always lie on the horizontal plane. It is irrespective of what quadrant the object is. So this is about the orthographic projection. So in the next video lecture, I'll be using this orthographic projection concept and start with the problems on points which are placed in different quadrants. So to summarize in what we have done in today's class, we discussed about the scale. The scale, it is defined as the ratio of the drawing length of the object to the actual length of the object. This ratio is called as representative fraction or representative ratio or indicative ratio or indicative fraction. Then we have seen the three cases when the RF is equal to 1, RF is greater than 1 and RF is less than 1. Also we have seen the recommended scales as per the drawing standards for the enlargement scales, the full size scales and the reduction scales. Then we have seen the orthographic projection. We understood what is the concept of orthographic projection, and then we applied this concept of orthographic projection to see how the object can be projected in all the 4 quadrants. So with this we end today's lecture on scales and orthographic projection. Thank you for patient listening. Please like and share this video with your friends, and please subscribe to this channel, Mechanical Engineering Tutorials. Thank you. Have a great day.